Do you like what you see?
I love what I see.
Do you want to touch what you see?
Yes, yes, I would.
Would you like to go out with me?
Uh-huh. Yes, I would.
Would you like to me?
Bingo.
Well then, let's see what you've got. Doesn't interest me. Nothing there.
Nothing there. Just exactly what would interest you. Something the size of a jumbo jet?
Have you been circumcised?
Yeah, I have. Why?
Well, your doctor must have cut a big portion out of it off.
No, he was a good doctor.
Good doctors make mistakes too. That's why they buy insurance.
Hey, don't worry. I've got enough. It's big.
I want bigger.
And scene.
I tried to keep it together. I did my best.
Yeah. Yeah, you did good. It's good. All right. So, Jeff, the important thing to remember when you're trying to breed the perfect Pokemon is you got to worry about two things. You got to worry about EVs and IVs. EV stands for effort value. IV stands for initial value. Effort values you can see. Initial values you can't. So what you got to do is when you're trying to find the parents for the Pokemon that you're trying to create, you would want to um, look for ones that have high stats, and you want to, first of all, you want to get a destiny knot. So when you find one that has high stats, you can put the destiny knot in it, and then when you put it in the daycare, so that you can find the parent, the other parent for the thing that has the nature that you want, you put an Everstone on that one, and when you breed them together, they're going to transfer some of the.
Okay.
Welcome back to Bottom of the Barrel.
Hi, I'm Jeff.
And I'm Ben, and we're scraping the bottom of the barrel to come up with the best worst movies that we can think of.
Because, like us, you may take great pleasure in these things for whatever reason.
For whatever reason, indeed. Now, we're talking about one of Jeff's favorite best worst movies of all time today. And Jeff, why don't you tell the crowd what we're doing today?
Today, we are talking about the 1991 cult classic that sat dormant for about 15 years until it was discovered, allegedly in the basement of a castle. That is a story about the movie on the internet. I choose to believe it myself. But the movie I'm talking about is, of course, none other than indie maverick Amir Shervan's Samurai Cop.
Now, this is the first time that I've ever seen this movie. The first time I ever watched it was for this episode. I gotta tell you, it's a pretty wild movie. It was worth the watch for sure.
So let's just start from the very beginning,
All right.
which is the opening credits. The music sounds like a cross between the demo from a 1980s Casio keyboard and a Wesley Willis song.
I've never seen Robert Z'Dar look so badass as I did in this movie.
It's the beard.
Yeah, it's the beard and the little ponytail too.
Yeah, his because he was
Hmm.
uh, Japanese in this movie.
Really? Oh,
Well,
okay. In this movie, not for real.
yeah, no, he's playing a samurai with a Japanese name. So
Oh, I thought he was supposed to be another white samurai, our main character that we'll get to soon.
you would think so, but for
Yeah,
some reason his name is Takahashi or something like that.
really. I never
Yeah,
even picked up on his name. That's
I don't
crazy.
think they don't say it many times throughout the movie.
I heard Morgan White on a recent episode of Video Hosers tell a story about Robert Z'Dar breaking a toilet in Toronto in a hotel
Really,
room. That he took a shit so large that he actually broke the porcelain of the toilet,
that's
and
a
he had to
power
be
move.
yeah, and he had to be relocated to another room. Now, they said that he was very nice about it, and he was a very nice man. But yes, his shits did break the toilet.
And that's why he is forever a boss. Rest in peace, King.
Rest in peace, King.
So right out of the bat, you start to realize just what kind of movie this is. And the opening scene where you see Zadar and Gerald Okamura chatting, if you look really closely on the tennis courts behind them, the title character, the titular character, Samurai Cop, and someone else are walking back and forth having a discussion. And from what I've read, it's him and Janice Farley, who plays Jennifer, going over some lines.
Okay, I didn't
And
even notice that.
yeah, and you know that it's the one character is Samurai Cop because he's wearing his white, it was like light blue denim shirt and his stonewashed jeans.
Which he
So
wears
there's
through almost through this whole thing. There's one
yeah,
notable exception that we'll get to,
yes,
which is
where
very
yeah,
funny.
yeah. And another thing you'll notice is
Yeah.
right as Gerald Okamura is saying that he wants to make friends with all the gangs.
We should try to make friends with all the gangs. The Japanese.
That's a dub. And if you look at Zadar and Okamura, they were having a conversation of their own, not realizing that they were even being filmed. And they really quickly they snap into attention and start talking as if they're in the movie.
Now, I
And
thought
it
that this gang was the Yakuza, but they're not. They're just a Japanese gang called the Katana.
the
And this
Katana
is
Gang,
a
yes,
Japanese gang, and there's other
yes.
Japanese gangs in this town too.
And in case you're at home wondering what does katana mean,
Yeah.
there is one scene that where that it is clearly answered for you what katana means.
Yes. It means Japanese
Yeah,
sword.
it means Japanese. And that's like it means Japanese sword.
What does katana mean?
It means Japanese sword.
There's a lot of super close-ups, but it makes sense that not Gerald Okamura, that Okamura, the character, wants
Mm.
to make friends with all the other gangs. He says the Chinese, the Japanese, all the other gangs, because this Japanese katana gang is made up almost entirely of white people.
And black people, yeah.
Yeah, there's only two Asian people in the gang, and that's Fujiyama and Okamura.
It's wild. That came up
And
later for me as the movie progressed. Like there are a
yeah,
bunch of Luther Vandross ass looking guys who are in this gang, guys who dress like accountants.
yeah. My favorite is he's this one older guy who looks like 80s Polly Walnuts from The Sopranos.
My favorite is the blonde guy who goes along with Robert Zadar later in the movie when they're going after cops. We'll get to that.
Yeah,
But this
yeah,
guy is really going for it. Like
yeah.
whenever he has to move somewhere, this guy's jumping. Like he's like
Mhm.
jump, jump, around every corner. He was trying to earn that money.
So
Yeah.
enter the wig. In the very next scene, we meet our titular character, Samurai Cop, and his partner, Frank. And it becomes apparently obvious that in this scene, our Samurai Cop is wearing a long black wig
Yeah.
below a baseball cap that barely fits on his head. And I know a lot of people have seen this movie. This movie's been covered a lot of times,
Yeah.
but I don't care. It's just too much fun. I'm sure some people who are going to see this haven't seen the movie before.
Yeah.
Um, the wig disappears and is replaced by real hair several times throughout the movie.
I was so
Um,
confused. I kept texting Jeff and saying, "Is this guy wearing a wig?" Because in
um,
my notes, I'm like, "Is he wearing a wig?" No, I think this is real. I think it's a wig. I couldn't figure it out, but apparently it's because
okay, so the story behind the wig.
yeah,
After the completion of Samurai Cop, a bunch of scenes and shots were lost. So months later, Amir Shervan had to do some reshoots. Unfortunately, Matthew Hannon or Matthew Caratus, whichever of his stage names or real name you want to go with, his agent advised him to cut his hair. And he showed up to the reshoot with short hair, and Amir Shervan's idea was to get him a wig. Now, this is the worst wig ever worn in a movie that wasn't worn with comedic intent.
yeah, it's definitely a woman's wig too.
Oh, it is absolutely.
Yeah,
I have that concrete evidence of that. As I said, this movie's been covered many times before, but I don't care. Another quick story about the production. So
yes,
we've just met Joe Marshall and Frank, and they're walking outside of a police station. It's a real police station. They approach a cop, a real cop. That cop came out to see why people were filming in front of the police station, and he wanted to see a permit. Amir Shervan lied and said he had one, and he sent one of his assistants to go look for it. In the meantime, he talked the cop into being in that scene.
He's a smooth character.
Yeah, and as the story goes, once they shot that scene, they said, "Okay, we're done here," and they beat feet out of there.
This was very obviously influenced by Lethal Weapon,
Yeah,
in the respect of even in the costumes of the two. Frank really looks like he's dressed like Murtaugh. Sometimes he's wearing one color suit, sometimes he's wearing a different color suit, depending on the
which
status of
is
these suits.
concurrent with the switch of wig to real hair on Samurai Cop.
Yeah. And Samurai Cop is dressed like Mel Gibson's character in like Riggs in Lethal Weapon in the full jean outfit, the denim
Yeah,
shirt and the denim pants, and sometimes the hat because I believe that Riggs wore a hat sometimes too.
probably. I haven't watched those movies in a long, long time.
Yeah, that
Those
guy's
those are those movies are far too good to fit
yeah.
my tastes. So a chase scene ensues. They're going to make a cocaine bust. This is one of the biggest instances of hair to wig going back and forth.
Yeah.
We get this sped up car chase.
Yeah, it's at double speed for
Yeah,
sure. And you
and
can tell from the cars on the highway going by.
yeah. I almost think that Amir Shervan was paying homage to the Gods Must Be Crazy movies. But yeah, some of the scenes with the van and the car chase, it looks almost believable until
Yeah.
they're on the highway and you see every car is going 150 miles an hour.
Yeah, and the other thing that I noticed is that in this car chase, there are some situations with some extreme shaky cam too. Like somebody was
Mhm.
having a real hard time holding that camera.
Mhm.
Mhm.
A couple other things you might not have noticed.
Yeah.
In one shot, the car, which is actually the car of the actor who plays Frank,
Okay.
in one shot, there's a flat tire. In another shot, if you see the roof of the car, the fabric is falling off and it's like stapled or taped in place. So along the way on the chase, we get some really bad shooting.
Yeah.
We get a guy getting run over, which Samurai Cop is doing the driving. He just kind of goes, "Mm."
It was kind of wild because he slowed down like he was going to stop, and
Yeah,
then he just drove over him anyway.
it just kept going. There is. You think cops are bad now? Well,
Yeah.
let me tell you, Samurai Cop has zero accountability for anything
Zero
he
fucks,
does.
zero fucks given.
Yeah. I watched this movie with Melanie, and I mean, we've watched it together 100
Yeah.
times. It was actually one of the first movies we watched together. She showed me this movie when we got
Oh,
together.
really?
So I
Wow.
have her to thank
Yeah.
for my life being changed forever by Samurai Cop. And I just went down memory lane and lost my train of
Oh, that's
thoughts.
okay. Something interesting that happens in this spot is they have access to a helicopter lady, which is,
Yep.
I don't think a lot of cops do. So this blonde lady's driving the helicopter around, and they just kind of casually talk about how Joe Marshall is going to go her later too.
Mhm. And what is his little catchphrase there? It's up and ready. You just keep it warm. To which she replies, "Oh, it's warm and ready."
Just like Little Caesars, hot and ready. They talked about there's a boat headed the van that they're chasing in this car chase. There's a boat apparently headed straight for this van.
Mhm.
How does a boat head first straight for a van?
And did you notice anything funny about this boat?
Yeah, it was a boat. It was a rental boat. I noticed
Yeah,
that.
the rental boat with the company name and everything right
Yeah,
on it.
yeah. I noticed that, but I thought that maybe drug dealers do rent boats occasionally from rental companies. So
I don't know if you're working for the Katana gang and
yeah,
you're pushing coke. I think you might have you're a gangster who probably can afford a boat.
yeah, probably. Yeah, maybe.
But what do I know? I'm neither a gangster nor a member of the Katana gang. So the culmination of this brilliant chase scene is the getaway van driver
Yeah.
uh, in the van itself bursting into flames after slowly colliding with a pile of dirt and rubble. The van driver catches fire. runs out of the van, and suddenly his entire appearance, his race, his skin tone, and his mustache all disappear,
Yep.
and he becomes this white stuntman who looks, I swear, almost exactly like Matt Dillon.
Oh, do you think so? Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't. I didn't.
And
Yeah, I didn't.
and he's casually lying there like no big deal,
Gazen
as
gets his head up and looks around when he's
yeah,
on fire. What's going on?
as the samurai cop extinguishes him.
Yeah. Frank throws the blanket over his head so that he stops looking around.
Yeah. And I believe
Oh, didn't he yell also? Didn't he yell, "I'm on fire, I'm on fire"?
I believe he did, yes. Yeah. And after we learned that Samurai Cop and the blonde cop, whose name I
Yeah.
always forget, despite the number of times I've seen this movie,
I think I called her helicopter.
yeah, well, played by the amazing Melissa Moore, who was in so many amazing '80s action and horror flicks.
Mhm.
She and Samurai Cop can apparently communicate with her inside a helicopter with the blades going and him down on the ground. And I believe that is when we cut to the next scene, in which we're forced to watch Joe Marshall, the samurai cop, in bed with Melissa Moore. And it is some of the grossest kissing, weird caressing, and there's no point not calling out the 500-pound elephant in the room. I don't think she meant to show her butthole, but
That I think that's a different scene. Because this is the scene with Joe Marshall, they both have their underwear on.
no, she does. She's wearing a thong,
Oh, okay.
but
I didn't notice her bum. Weird.
maybe I just looked too closely, but you can kind of see that.
Yikes. All right. Well, one thing I did notice is that they were doing kind of a gross dry hump because they were both wearing their
Yes,
underwear through the whole
it
thing.
it was a weird, gross dry hump with a lot of weird, unerotic touching.
Um, in the next scene where we see some of the guys that work for the Yakuza boss, I noted that there's a blonde white guy who looks like Brock Lesnar with no muscles.
Okay, yeah, that's an accurate description for sure.
And that's where they tell us that Joe Marshall is a samurai cop who is trained by the Japanese Zen masters, and
Mhm.
he knows how to use a katana and all that. But all we've seen him do so far is drive a car and shoot people.
Yeah, badly. He's not good at either of the two.
Mhm.
But then we get to meet the police force. Where we cut to the police station,
Yeah.
where Joe Marshall, right in front of the woman he just dry humped, is telling a story about the most beautiful woman he's ever seen. I don't know if you noticed this. The door of that office they're in
Yeah.
has a piece of paper taped to it. Is the sign for that door?
Okay. What does it say? Because I did notice a
I
piece of paper, but I didn't. No?
I honestly cannot remember,
Okay.
but it's like whatever that room is supposed to be. It's written in like magic marker on a piece of paper.
I did notice that another woman walks in and he talks about having had sex with her as well. So this guy gets
Yeah,
around.
yeah.
And he's only been there for a month or something.
He's only, I think it's a week,
Oh,
because
okay.
after they come back from the hospital, which we'll get to in
Yeah.
a second, the greatest angry police chief ever in a movie.
He's my
Uh,
favorite character in this movie. Yeah.
So off to the hospital.
Yeah.
Here we meet Steve the cop. Steve the cop might be the worst cop I've ever met in my life. He's also the most poorly mic'd cop I have ever seen in my life. He shouts his opening line for no reason whatsoever.
What's going on, Steve?
Not much, sir.
Um,
He's got some curly hair with the Jerry curl drip, and
yeah,
he's a white guy. Yeah.
his job is to guard the room where the escaped van driver is, which he doesn't seem very clear on what his job duties are in doing that, which we'll get to in a second. But Joe and Frank go in and talk to the nurse, the blonde curly haired nurse,
Mhm.
who from the beginning of this episode
Yeah. We reenacted it.
we reenacted that conversation. But she assures them that his lips are burned and he can't talk, even though we saw his face or the stuntman's face, and it was clearly perfectly fine.
It was
But
fine.
his face and head are all bandaged up like a mummy.
One thing that you couldn't see in our reenactment of the conversation between Joe Marshall and this nurse, though, is that every time the nurse said something saucy, it would pan back to Frank, the partner, who was standing in the room, and he'd be making a face. Or
And it was also clear that those shots were from a different building, probably a different
yeah,
month, maybe even a different whatever. And realizing that they don't get much out of the guy, they leave, and that is when the wonderful Cameron, played by no, sorry, I forget the character's name. It's
yeah,
barely mentioned. Who cares? But she's
yeah,
played by Cameron Oppenheimer. Do you
yeah.
recognize her from anywhere?
No, I don't.
Did you ever watch Star Trek: The Next Generation?
Yeah, I think so. Who is she on that?
A character on the Starship Enterprise.
Okay. Well, I
Yeah,
don't know. I didn't watch it that religiously, I guess.
Deal with it, nerds.
She's the one
So
whose butthole I thought we saw.
no, she shows some bush later in the movie, but
Yeah, she gets pretty close. I don't know, but
well,
yeah, we'll talk about that after.
yeah. Anyways, I don't
Yeah,
pay
look,
much attention to those
you got
parts.
stuff to look, you got you got something to look forward to, folks.
Okay. So this is when Zadar and Cameron. Oh, well, she sneaks him in a trash barrel in a in a big laundry cart
Yeah,
to
it's like
take
that's
off the
like some
head.
Three Stooges shit. That's some
Yeah,
Three Stooges shit. The way they rolled him in and then just and he appeared out of the thing. Holy moly,
and
that's a big man.
his job is as a samurai is he has to
Yeah,
behead the van driver
yeah,
and bring it back to place it upon the piano of Fujiyama.
yeah. Is that his first name, Fuge? Is it Fuge Fujiyama?
I don't think so, but it's
Okay.
become that on the internet because of the scene where Samurai Cop refers to him as this.
Are you Fujiyama?
It's a
So it's
wonder
really
that Joe
interesting.
Marshall never got another job after this, right?
Not until Samurai Cop 2, Deadly Vengeance, from 2016 or 17, whatever.
Good thing he cut all that hair off.
Yeah. So it's interesting that Zadar is a samurai. He takes
Yeah.
out a samurai sword, and instead of just chopping the guy's head off, it's as if he was cutting a piece of bread.
Yeah.
Very,
Very
and then
deliberately, yeah.
yeah,
I
and
noticed something when they were coming out of this room. Did you notice that they're in a dental office?
I'm getting there.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
So yeah, I'll address that now.
Yeah.
Right next to the room of the van driver. That's right. I meant to mention this during the discussion part, but we were reenacting it.
Yeah.
Eine Share Dental DDS. Uh, so apparently, there's a dentist's office right next to the burn unit.
This is the best thing to listen to when you're getting your teeth cleaned is the burn
Yeah.
patients screaming as they're getting their wounds dressed.
Yeah. So as they're making their escape, back with Cameron pushing Zadar in the trash barrel in the laundry cart, Steve, the cop, goes. He realizes something strange is afoot, and he goes and checks the room. And of course, the van driver has been beheaded.
Hmm.
So he runs out of the room. And now keep in mind, he's a cop. What does he shout out?
Oh my god. Call security!
You are the police, sir. You're the person that security calls. And then during the escape, we learned that hospitals, apparently maybe just in LA, they hire actual like karate henchmen as their security
And they all have
because,
the same voice.
yeah, and which is the voice of Amir Shervan.
Oh, was it?
Yes, he overdubbed most of the lines, and others were overdubbed by the actor who played Frank.
Wait a minute. I want to talk to you. And then another guy says, wait a minute. I want to talk to you. And then
Yeah,
Zadar like kills both of them.
yeah. So yeah, there's karate fighting all the way back to the convertible where they finally make their escape. And then we're back at the police station where we really meet Detective Roma, the greatest angry police chief or
Yep.
captain ever in a movie, second only to the actor Cameron Mitchell in the movie Hollywood Cop. There's a clip from that movie I'm going to ask you to find to play here.
I get gas. Every day ends with a Tums festival. Right now, because of you, I gotta go to the bathroom.
So the captain is furious.
Yeah.
He has Frank and Samurai Cop in his office, and he says he's only, you've only been here a week. All you've caused me is murder and mayhem. But Frank, standing up for his partner, convinces the captain that they will deliver results, because that's what
Yeah.
the people of this city want, is results. And we
Mhm.
can get you those results. I think he says results 4 or 5 times.
Yep.
And then one of the greatest lines of the movie is delivered by Captain Roma.
I feel like somebody stuck a big club up my ass, and it hurts.
I gotta find a way to get it out of there.
And then Frank kisses him on the head.
Yeah. And I think the next greatest thing about this scene is I think he thinks they're not rolling anymore, because after he yells, "Get back here, you motherfuckers!"
He sits
He
back
sits
and
back in
laughs.
his chair. And after about 10 seconds of just sitting there, he starts laughing. I don't know if that was meant to be in there or not.
I don't know. It kind of it could have been an outtake, or it could have been this character, reflects on the fact that Frank just gave him a kiss, and he's like,
And now, I mean, a lot of the things that make this as bad of a movie as it is the fact that, scenes were reshot with, massive continuity errors. I don't know how it even got a release, because it's almost like you're watching an unfinished movie. But
Yeah.
it got a VHS release in, I think, Indonesia or some foreign country, and that was it. Before it was discovered in the basement of a castle. The story I go with. I've seen other Amir Shervan movies, and they're all like action cop movies.
Okay.
And the other ones, while they certainly are still bad, they're not as bad as Samurai Cop. Is like, it appears that it was filmed in the time frame it was supposed to be filmed in. There's no glaring continuity errors.
Okay.
And that's why we only talk about Samurai Cop and not any of those other movies.
Yeah. One thing that the chief said is that an officer lost his hand in that battle. Did anybody get their hand cut off?
Not that I can remember, no.
Yeah, it's weird, right? Mm-hmm. But
So,
next, you got that line that you were talking about. What does katana mean?
yeah,
A Japanese sword.
it means Japanese sword. So we meet one of the other cops who is played by, I can't remember the guy's name. He's a regular in a lot of Fred Olen Ray movies.
I did write down that I may stop by, so keep it warm line. I did write that
Oh,
down.
okay.
Okay, go ahead.
And here's another thing I don't know if you noticed that was clear. They clearly made no attempts to edit out. This cop.
Yeah.
They do a close up of his face, and under his nose is a residue of white powder.
Oh, I did not notice that.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
And you can clearly see it. This guy was blowing some rails before he walked onto the set. Of course, maybe he had a cold, and maybe there was just like some bits of tissue stuck to it. Maybe I'll give the guy the benefit of the doubt.
Sure.
But I'm led to believe this guy was blowing some lines.
Yeah.
But anyhow, he tells them where he can find Fujiyama and the Katana Gang, and it's at this restaurant.
And I did write down that too, that Joe Marshall says, "Are you Fuj?" Like he's having trouble saying it,
Yeah.
even though he's from Japan.
Fujiyama. So we get a nice scene of the Katana Gang at their favorite restaurant, and
They're having a nice meal at Chili's.
laughing, having a good time. There's a strange blonde woman sitting there with them who doesn't really look like she fits in. We learn more about her later.
Yeah.
But Joe and Frank walk in, dick swinging. they're ready to tell this Katana gang what's up. And so Joe delivers a great monologue in response to Fujiyama saying that he's a respectable Japanese businessman. We can put a clip of that in there because it's too
Definitely.
good not to.
Now I'm telling these motherfuckers I'll have their stinking bodies in garbage bags and ship them back to Japan for fertilizer.
It's a super good clip. It's
And
wild.
his tone, his facial expressions, and his red eyes. You can tell that he delivered that line a lot of times until it was deemed acceptable because he had no enthusiasm whatsoever.
There are many scenes in this movie where they do a close up on this character, on Joe Marshall's face. I don't know the name of the actor off the top of my head.
Matthew Hannon.
Yeah. His face is so red and his eyes are so bugged out. It was I think he was boofing rails out of somebody's butt. I don't know. It was crazy.
He
wild.
was before he became Samurai Cop. He was actually Sylvester Stallone's bodyguard.
Really?
Yeah.
Was he trained in Japan for real, I wonder? Was he a samurai?
No.
That's too bad. That would have been a good story to tell.
Based on my research, he just worked out a lot at a Hollywood gym.
No, that's all it took back then.
That's his
And
backstory.
Probably had a good steroid hookup for Sly, so
Could be.
Yeah.
There's a break in the Matrix, or there's some quantum mechanics going on here.
Yeah.
Because at the end of that whole scene where Frank says, "We'll see you in court," you see Robert Zadar, and outside the window behind Robert Zadar, Samurai Cop walks by. He's still in the room.
But I did notice that Zadar, when the camera was on everyone else, it looked like it was filmed on the same day. But when it was on Zadar, the sun was different.
Yeah.
It was definitely filmed at a different time. His bits there.
And Frank's lines where they do the close up of him, like when he says, "I'll see you in court."
Yeah.
That's not even the same. That's a different room.
We'll see you in court.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
One thing that I thought was wild about that meal is that for a guy who they've all been talking about, Joe Marshall, the samurai cop trained in Japan, all that stuff, when he came up to the table, they didn't know who he was. I'm like, you should probably know who this guy is. You've been talking about him for like a week, right? He's been in town for a week.
But Joe, our samurai cop, he takes special interest in the blonde woman who's sitting with Fuji.
Yeah.
And delivers a great line. So it was like,
"What's an all-American girl like you doing with a geek like this?"
And she's like, "Oh."
I thought he was going to say something else when he started saying, I thought he was going to say something racist.
Yeah, well, luckily there's, for an 80s or, 1990, 91, that's still 80s, really.
Yeah.
There was really only minimal racism in this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's aside from like the white people playing Japanese people. They didn't make any attempts to make them even look Japanese. So whatever, I guess.
The rest of it all involves Frank.
Yeah. Next, we meet probably the greatest character in the entire movie.
Yeah. Next to the chief. Yeah, this guy. The
Costa Rican waiter.
He's got such a long name.
Yeah. But he gives Joe all the info he needs on Jennifer.
They do a real who's on first bit with this guy too.
Yeah. That guy, his name is Joselito Rescobar. I've never seen him in anything other than Amir Shervan movies. And I tell you, that guy was born just to play this waiter.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I like cops. My cousin's a cop.
Just like in those old movies, I can't remember the name of the actor, but the guy, hello, yes, it's that kind of a waiter.
Who shot him? He, him, himself. Like, what the? What inspired this scene? What did Amir Shervan tell that actor he was going for with this character? The action comes right back when they get out into the parking lot.
It sure does.
Zadar comes out and unleashes the henchmen one by one.
He sends his toughest boys out.
Yeah. Maybe one of them actually looks intimidating. The one who gets handcuffed and then shot 100 times. And that's something that I wonder about in that scene. The car that actually belongs to the actor who played Frank, the
Yeah.
windows get blown up. The windows get
Mhm.
shot up. I don't know how he was okay with that, but it happened, and I'm glad it did. Not much to describe there, except it's one of the greatest fight scenes I've ever seen in my life. Until we get to the guy in the flannel shirt who gets his arm chopped off by an actual samurai sword.
A thrown samurai sword.
Now, I bet you've seen that character on TV before and you don't even know it.
I don't even know it. Who is it?
He, during the trial of O.J. Simpson, was O.J. Simpson's bodyguard.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. He got his arm chopped off by a katana.
Easily, I would say maybe the most successful and high-profile actor in the whole movie.
Yeah, I'd say so. But yeah, I tell you, when Joe Marshall threw that katana that cut the guy's arm off, his face was so red. It was the reddest face I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
And Frank just says,
Damn.
like,
So it's not too long before Joe finds himself back at the restaurant.
yeah.
And do you remember why he went back to the restaurant?
Really wanted to get with that girl.
Yeah, after almost being killed by numerous henchmen, he goes right back because he's on the hunt. He wants Jennifer.
Yep, for sure. He almost got shot by a machine gun by Robert Zadar, and he's still going back.
Yeah.
That guy had a grenade, too.
Yeah.
One thing that you missed there, after the grenade bit, and Frank's car gets blown up by the grenade. Frank says, I wrote this down. Frank says, the captain's going to burn my ass. And Joe Marshall says, charcoal black. And Frank says, it is black. And Joe Marshall says, right on.
That was the minimal racism I was referring to earlier.
But then they try and slap each other a high five and mess it up and just like hold hands. They just
it's one of the worst on-camera high fives I've ever seen.
They just tickle each other's hands. Okay.
So Joe ends, his pursuit. He tells Jennifer that he will be at the Presbyterian church where she will be at Sunday Mass.
Yeah.
And I think he even says like Presbyterian. Cool. Or something like that.
He's so sweaty in that scene too.
Oh, yeah.
One thing that I noticed, her restaurant on the wall in that office has
a lion.
Yeah, it has a weird lion with like wool mane on it. It's so weird. It's so strange. Yeah.
Yeah, people have actually online have tried to hunt down anyone they could who could tell them where they might find that particular item from the movie. But as far as I know, no one has had any luck.
When he comes back downstairs from that office, this is not the same restaurant. This is now a strip joint.
It's a nightclub or a strip joint or something. But yes, the hit squad tries to get him.
Yeah.
They fail miserably. One guy almost gets away. And it's interesting because this is supposed to be the same restaurant.
Yeah.
They run out of the parking lot, around the block, and then somehow end up in the same parking lot. And my favorite thing about that little chase scene is when the bad guy is running, he runs by someone's backyard, and the person's dog runs along the fence along with the guy. But he's apprehended, he's brought down, and Joe delivers the line masterfully, "Who hired you to put a hit out on a cop?"
Tell me who hired you to kill a cop.
Or something like that. He gives it up after being promised that he would help him.
And now they're led to Akamura.
And what particular part of Akamura do we get to see?
Well, you see, folks, Gerald Akamura is in bed with a lady. And Gerald Akamura isn't laying all ladylike. He's got his legs spread wide open, and you get to get a real close-up look at his balls and his package. And oh boy, it's pretty interesting.
There is
There's some
Heavy
batch.
batch in this scene. And whose would you rather see than Gerald Okamura's?
Nobody. Certainly not the guys whose batch we're going to see later. Ugh. Ugh.
And we see just how great a cop the samurai cop is, because he makes it known that he's there outside the sliding glass door, announces that Okamura is under arrest, and he can't get the door open.
Well, meanwhile, the helicopter cop is out there telling some older cop who kind of looks like Polly Walnuts. This is another cop that looks like Polly Walnuts, that she's bored, so let's to this guy. And he's
Yeah,
and
that
he
was
tells her,
that was cocaine cop.
oh, cocaine cop, and he
Yeah.
tells her to get lost. He's like, get lost.
I have the line committed to memory.
Okay.
She's like, "Hey, we're here. We got nothing to do. Let's fuck." And the perfect response is,
Shut up.
He's devoted to his lady. We'll
Mhm.
see her later. Yeah.
"Yeah, we will." Tragically, yeah.
Mhm.
So Okamura flees, and there is a
Yeah.
mad chase through the house.
Yeah.
The wig makes a lot of appearances.
Yeah. So
As
does
does,
Okamura's Defender machine.
yep,
He's got a Defender arcade machine. Looks
yeah.
pretty sweet. Yeah.
Yeah. I know based on my research that there are, I want to say it's either 2 or 3 different houses are used in that chase scene.
Okay.
And there's a very special scene. Now, Frank is involved in the chase. But when Okamura runs out of the house, you see him in the background sitting leisurely on the hood of a car. Just right there, just kind of, he might even, I don't, this might be my imagination, but he might even have been smoking a cigarette. But he's just sitting on that car, not knowing that he is in the shot at all.
All of Okamura's guards look like cops. They're all dressed like cops. Yeah.
They look more like cops than most of the cops in this movie.
Yeah, for definitely more than Joe Marshall.
Mhm.
Okamura is also a magical guy because he grabs his clothes and doesn't take any time to put them on, but just they're on. Like just in a blink of an eye, all of his clothes are on.
It's like he jumped into them.
Yeah, yeah. He threw them in the ground. He threw them up in the air and went, and then he was in them, like Matrix style, right?
So finally, Okamura's chased down, and there's a standoff between him and Samurai Cop. And Okamura pleads, "I'm unarmed. Fight me like a man," or something like that.
Yeah.
There are 2 obvious different locations in this fight. One looks like the desert, one looks like a forest.
Mhm.
And there are every other shot pretty much is real hair, wig. And of course, what happens to the wig at one point?
Okamura pulls the wig right off, and for a split second, it's off, and then Joe Marshall, the hand, and grabs it and puts it back.
And that they left that right in the movie. But you'd almost, if you notice the 2 different settings before that, you might almost be distracted enough to not notice that the wig comes off, because it happens real fast.
Mm-hmm.
Once you see it, you cannot unsee it.
Yeah.
So, long story short, they have it's half a good fight, because Gerald Okamura is an actual Aikido master.
Okay.
He actually choreographed all the fight scenes
Oh, really?
in the movie. I mean, God bless him, because he was training. I mean, he'd have just as much luck training me or you.
Yeah.
To pull off a convincing fight scene in a movie. But he's at last shot and killed after doing a little bait and switch with blades in his belt, and then stealing Frank's gun at the last minute. Samurai Cop guns him down.
Mm-hmm.
Which segues us into one of the more bizarre scenes in the movie.
Well, okay. Yeah, you got to explain to me why he was there.
At the film studio?
Yeah, why was he there?
I wish I could tell you. And the guy he's in the room with, looking at reels for reasons we'll never know, looks exactly like Walt Disney.
Yeah. And there was like Disney posters on the back walls.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I thought I must have missed something.
Yeah, in the office downstairs, there's a Who Framed Roger Rabbit poster. Very, very bizarre. And did you notice that the Walt Disney guy had a very strange sounding voice? It was far deeper and more growly than it should have been.
Okay.
And it was his lines were dubbed by the guy who plays Frank.
Are you expecting anybody?
Okay. Yeah, I don't understand why they were at the film studio, but for whatever reason, he gets into a shootout with a bunch of businessmen.
Yeah, it was an ally gang from New York that Zadar called up to
Oh,
come
okay.
and try to take care of the samurai cop, and they failed miserably
Yeah, they sure did.
because he's not just a samurai; he's really good with a gun.
Yeah, sometimes.
He can shoot you from like 100 feet away with a pistol.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know shit about guns, but I know that that's basically impossible.
Yeah, like that guy with the shotgun in Maniac Killer.
Yeah,
Yeah, the long-range shotgun killer.
expert precision. Now, despite having 2 attempts taken on his life, Samurai Cop is still in hot pursuit of Jennifer. And it's Sunday morning, which is also her birthday, and he is waiting outside of church
Yeah.
for her. After very little coaxing, he brings her back to his place. And there's something that I never quite understood the ineptitude of here. The Paulie Walnuts guy is spying on them, but he doesn't follow them where they're going. He goes back to the Katana to tell them, or I don't know, it's not even in the scene, but yeah, it's implied, whatever, that he followed them. And now that he's done that, their goal is to find him.
An interesting thing happened there too, at that church scene. The suit that he's wearing is either way too big or his head is very, very small. I couldn't figure it out. It was almost like that David Byrne suit that he wears. You know what I'm talking
exactly
about.
what you mean.
Big suit, but it's a black suit with like a red tie, and it's just large, and he's got this tiny little melon. It's weird.
Yeah,
He's a weird guy.
And you can be assured that there was a limited budget on this movie. So
I think it was probably one of Okamura's suits, because the guy who played Joe Marshall maybe didn't have a black suit, so he had to borrow one.
or it looked like it could have been one of Zadar's suits with the size of it.
For sure.
So things just get more confusing, and it's not even about anything important. So Samurai Cop brings Jennifer back to his place. He cooks for her.
Yep.
Fine. Then all of a sudden, in his backyard is the ocean.
Yeah.
And this is where we first see his batch.
And her lady batch is out too. It's interesting. Yeah. But if you're bringing somebody back to your place for a dash, are you going to make them a full fried chicken and like a pot of stew? I don't think I would do that. I think
I get right to the
exactly. So
I think he was still trying to work his charm on her. He got her back to his place, but I don't think it was guaranteed yet that anything was going to happen.
Okay, yeah.
So he cooks her this fine meal that he claims he hopped over the fence to grab a chicken, killed the chicken himself, and cooked it. But they end up on this rocky beach.
Yeah.
Where there's a nice gross makeout session.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden they're in a pool.
Yeah, they were in a pool. Like, I thought they were just at the ocean a minute ago.
Yeah.
One thing that we missed is Robert Zadar had a sex scene in between here. Like,
yes.
Like in between this. And for whatever reason, the redhead from the Japanese gang, who is very white, got very naked in this scene. Yep. And she was making out all over him. And I wonder what it was like to French that guy with that jaw. That's what I wonder. But it looked like he was a better kisser than the guy who plays Joe Marshall. That's for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, but that jaw, he probably has a very powerful tongue. I'm sure he's a great kisser.
Yeah. And he does answer the phone when his boss calls mid-porking. Like he's in the middle of porking her and then, oh, hello, you know. Okay. Yeah. And then Joe Marshall's back in the ocean.
Yeah. Or back there in the pool.
Back in the pool, yes.
Because, hey, okay, we swam in the ocean for 5 minutes. Let's go swim in my pool now.
Yeah, the pool, maybe the ocean is too hot. Who knows?
Could be many reasons.
Yeah.
But he finally gets Jennifer where he wants her. And we get just the grossest kissing.
Yeah. He does not know how to kiss. I texted Jeff this while that was going on. His mouth is just open. It's just like he's kissing. It's like this. And the woman is doing all the work. He's just got his mouth open. And he's just dragging his mouth over her.
He's just
Ugh.
like eating her face.
Yeah. Very nasty. And
But
that sex scene is really long.
yeah.
Hmm.
And I think the reason for that is because the song that was playing was written by a composer named Elton Ahi.
Yeah.
Who, from what the much endless research I've done on this film, was a friend of Amir Shervan.
Oh, okay. So he wanted that whole song in there. That's nice. It's
So as
it's
far
a
as
gift for his friend.
and that's an instrumental version. There's another version of the song with words. It's called Strange Love. I've done a bass cover video of it before.
Have you? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Did you sing the song too?
No, God, no.
Is it about Robert Zadar?
It must be.
That's with the Strange Love.
So the bad guys are now dispatched to go find Samurai Cop. They made a few stops along the way.
Yeah.
First, they go to Cocaine Cop's house.
Yeah.
Where they tragically kill his wife and then him.
But not before popping her titty out.
No, of course they had to be abreast. I'll say one thing.
Yeah.
This movie was sleazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's some exploitation level nudity. But at least Amir Shervan played it fair. Because we got to see Gerald Nakamura's batch.
Yep.
And we got to see Samurai Cop's butt cheeks and batch in that wet, tight Speedo.
We see a lot of his batch in this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a little something for everyone.
Mm.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, yeah.
Amir Shervan was ahead of his time.
Mm-hmm.
Then, after they kill Cocaine Cop and his wife, they go to see Frank, where one of the creepiest, weirdest lines of the whole movie is delivered.
Yep.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
But I can relieve you of this gift. This black gift.
Why? Who wrote that? Well, we know who wrote that, but why?
They spend so much time discussing Frank's blackness. It's very weird. Yeah.
I mean, that was kind of a staple in a lot of 80s and early 90s movies. If there was one black character, that seemed to be the soul of their identity. You don't see that much anymore, luckily, because it's kind of awkward and uncomfortable.
Yeah. But yeah, so they were threatening to cut Frank's jumbo jet-sized hog.
Yeah, he survives, and as does his gift.
Yes,
because these are the dumbest henchmen in the world, and he tells them that the address to Joe's place is in his closet. And with a pair of scissors and some quick thinking, he kills one guy and grabs the gun and lives to see another day.
Yeah, sure does.
But Helicopter Butthole Cop, played by Melissa Moore, doesn't have it quite as good.
No.
She puts up a good fight.
Mm-hmm.
But she's eventually subdued, and she should not have been frying water.
Well, it's better she was frying water than frying oil, because that would have been way worse.
Yeah.
Right.
So, hey, I can't blame her. You know, if I had hot water, boiling, frying water poured on me, I'd probably give up your address. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it would suck. But like I said, it'd be much worse if it was oil. I thought it was oil, so if it was water, that's much better.
It was probably supposed to be oil.
Yeah.
But it's quite clearly water.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Like, if it was supposed to be oil, like having hot frying oil poured all over you, oh, it's nasty. Just
I can't even imagine.
All the bad guys in this movie at this point do crazy eyes all the time. Like they're always.
And it's gonna burn more.
Like that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, lots of weird facial expressions. The greatest we're gonna get to pretty soon.
Yeah.
But not before Fuge shows up at the restaurant, and we don't see it happen, but it's implied that he kidnaps Jennifer. So now we get a big, long shooting action scene.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the greatest deaths. People getting shot 2-3 times. Falling.
It's like a video game where the guys who you're shooting, like some of them, if they're wearing one color suit, they take 2 shots to kill. If they're wearing a different color suit, they take 3 shots to kill. It's like that. But
But
this
it
all
all,
happens after the captain, after the captain's real mad about these guys killing cops. And he says, you know what? I want to fire you guys for killing all the bad guys. But guess what? No, I want you to kill the whole gang now. Just
Mhm.
go out and kill them all, and then we'll all be fired together, and who cares?
Yeah, it was one of the, that was probably one of the best scenes in the movie, the best acted. That guy was clearly an experienced real actor.
Yeah.
I felt like it was a missed opportunity though, because when you see it, you think this is going to be like, the captain's going to holster up again and get his
Hmm.
gun and come out and get his hands dirty. Um, but I don't know, they probably didn't have enough money to pay him for any
Yeah.
more time that day because you never see him again.
I have a question. Is this movie supposed to take place in California?
Yeah.
Because they have Oregon license plates in this scene.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you why. There are
Mm,
many filming locations in Samurai Cop,
yeah.
all of them that I know of. But actors had to. A lot of them wore their own clothes. Probably had to drive
Yeah.
their own cars. They
Right.
probably weren't flown in.
Hmm.
And Amir Shervan's not the kind of guy who would make any attempt to cover up an out-of-state license plate or a rental sign on a boat or a dental office door being next to the burn unit. But the big scene finally culminates in the final showdown between Samurai Cop and the one and only Robert Zadar.
Yes.
Samurai Cop surprises us. He can twirl a sword pretty damn well. Robert Zadar, on the other hand, cannot.
Yeah. He absolutely cannot, but this is probably the best shape I've ever seen him in too.
Oh, he was
Other
ripped, yeah.
Yeah, he was in good shape. Yeah.
He did not want to do the movie,
Oh,
but
really?
Amir promised him an envelope of cash at the start of every day.
Mm.
And because he was in one other Amir Shervan movie. Can't I forget what the title of it is, and it's another good fun action movie.
Yeah.
But he apparently hated the experience, and it was below him, I guess.
Yeah.
But Amir talked him into it with envelopes of cash. So I mentioned earlier some great facial expressions.
Yeah.
There's one I actually have an animated magnet of it on my fridge, where they are both reaching up and looking like fighting to get hold of the sword,
Yeah.
and it looks like they're trying to take a selfie. But they both have the craziest, most unhinged facial expression as they're doing it.
Joe's face is very red through this too.
Oh, flushed, so
Yeah.
flushed. And sometimes he's wearing a wig.
Yep.
It's a lengthy fight scene, but it's not boring.
No, yeah, it's good.
But I
It's
forgot
not
to
good, but
mention,
it's good.
yeah, before it starts,
Yeah.
you get the shot of Samurai Cop twirling the sword, and then it cuts to Zadar twirling the sword. They're
Mhm.
standing in the same exact spot with the same exact background.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah. We're just about at the end here.
Yeah.
Joe, it looks like he maybe breaks both of Zadar's shoulders or something.
Yeah.
And true to the code of the samurai, as they both are, Zadar has to admit defeat and commit whatever it's called,
Harakiri.
harakiri. Yes.
But first, Joe Marshall snaps his neck, but he's
Mhm.
still talking at him. I don't know how that worked.
And the jaw, I don't know.
Oh, the jaw probably
He
snapped
probably,
right back into place.
yeah, it probably can or he couldn't turn it just enough.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, got it. Okay.
But all the same, Zadar falls on his sword, or no, it
Mhm.
slits his throat. Yeah.
No, I think he fell on a sword. No, I think I was just doing the he's dead.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he did the belly, they split their belly.
For a movie I've seen probably 30 times, it's amazing how many things I forget when I
Yeah.
try to talk about it. But that's that.
Yep, that's that. But you
We
do
talked at
get to
great length
see
about this movie. I feel like we could have talked for double that and still not covered all the great things that happen.
you do get to see Joe Marshall's batch one last time before the
Oh
credits.
yes, they're back on. in the same exact scene, doing the same exact thing they did
At the beach.
before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead about we could talk for hours about it. We absolutely could. There's so much to
Yeah.
talk about.
Yeah. And that was literally it. That was that was the end of my statement.
Yeah. Okay. So, I'm going to tell you what I thought about this movie.
Tell me.
I thought it was wonderful. I thought it was crazy. I've never seen it before. I can't believe I hadn't seen it before. I've seen images from it before. I've seen the bug-eyed, red-faced Joe
Mhm.
Marshall. I did not know where that was from. And I have seen clips of the speech that he gives to Fujiyama at the restaurant too.
Now I'm telling these motherfuckers.
I've definitely seen that before. This movie was crazy. I really enjoyed it. I'm definitely giving it a 10 out of 10. Gerald Nakamura's Bats.
It has everything I love, and just not just for sentimental reasons, because this is one of the first movies my wife and I ever watched together when we first met. It has exploitation level nudity, nonstop action, nonstop laughs. Robert Zadar, Gerald
Mhm.
Okamura, the
Frank's
token
Black Gift.
Frank's Black Gift, the token angry police chief who's funnier than he is authoritative. The simple answer is 10 out of 10.
All right. Perfect. Well, that brings us to the end of another wonderful episode of Bottom of the Barrel. We're so glad you could join us. This
Yeah.
is one of Jeff's favorites movies.
Mhm.
It's one of Jeff's favorite movies. He's writing about it in his book that he's writing about bad movies, and that book too, Satanic It. Does not have any samurai cops in it, but go buy that book. And if you're a filmmaker, make a movie about that book. Come on, do it. Yeah, it's a good one. But if you want more Bottom of the Barrel, if you want to hear more of us doing our thing, click subscribe at the bottom of the screen. You can get both of our channels at the same time. Costs you $0. Can hit subscribe to as many channels as you want, and then you can be notified when we put up another episode of Bottom of the Barrel. If you really wanted to, you could also watch us on Spotify or listen to us on Apple Podcasts. People are actually watching on Spotify, and that's surprising because I don't really advertise that. So that's pretty cool. And please join us again next week. Bye. I'm sure you want to get out of that hot room, right?
My balls are a swamp.